Greetings and welcome to my channel. Before we begin, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and notification bell. How to pull a loose tooth at home without pain. Having a loose tooth that is too stubborn to come out is a whole hassle on its own. It is not really ready to stay inside your mouth, but it does not come out either. Instead, you have to constantly bear the pain of having a loose tooth. People usually wait for several days just so their loose tooth comes out on its own. But do you want to go through those painful days of waiting? If not, then you have landed at the right spot because we are listing ways to pull out a loose tooth without any pain. Let's get straight to it. Floss. When you have a loose tooth, floss is your best friend because it can actually reach that tooth. You can quite easily loosen your tooth up a bit more, just so it could easily come off. With flossing, you can also control the pressure you are putting on the tooth. If flossing between the teeth is too painful, then you can just let it go. But the best way to do this is to gradually start flossing on the sides of your loose tooth and then try to go to the bottom of your tooth. This would make sure that it comes off as the grip of the tooth would be loosened by flossing. Also, an FYI, this method is super quick and painless in most cases. Tweezers. Tweezers might sound like a horrible idea, but you can just pull your loose tooth out in a quick and pain-free motion. Make sure that the tweezer you are using is sterilized, and try to wiggle the tooth a bit before actually pulling it out so you can analyze its grip. If the grip of the tooth is still strong and it is not coming off easily, you don't have to put extra pressure on it. Just wait a few days and try again. This method is painless mainly because you pull the tooth out in one motion, so before you feel the pain, the tooth is out and about. Oral analgesic. If you are particularly afraid of going through the pain of pulling a tooth out, then the best way to go is to use an oral analgesic. They can numb your mouth, and you will not really feel a thing while pulling the tooth out. People also use different kinds of medications to help with pain, but the analgesic seems to be the perfect cure for the pain. And once your mouth feels numb, you can simply pull the tooth out and you are good to go. Some people also prefer to go for ice chips to numb their mouth, and it works great too. Crunchy food. Eating a hard apple or chewing lots of gum might be your only chance at getting your loose tooth out of your mouth. Make sure to start with softer items and see if they work. If they don't, then you can go for a carrot and apple as they are comparatively harder to chew. Just make sure to not swallow anything during the process because that would be the last thing you want. Also, chewing does not cause a lot of pain, and your tooth would come out quite easily. But if it is still not coming out, that means it is not loose enough, and you need to wait for a while. Wiggling. Sometimes the solution to your problem is just as simple as wiggling the tooth. Children already do that a lot, but if your child is not wiggling the loose tooth, ask him to. When you wiggle the already loosened up tooth, its grip is affected, and it comes out easily.